Marvin, did you die again, you little bitch?
Well, what a welcome to the land of Lordran. I'm MadmanMelvinJames, and this is my Dark Souls review from the Prepare to Die edition for the PC. Developed by From Software, Japanese developer, made Armored Core, Otogi, the predecessor, Demon Souls, Bloodborne as well. I mean, we all know that by now. And yeah. So, first of all, many think Dark Souls is hard. Dark Souls is hard is a meme. I mean, game reviewers, critics, as if you can call them, that's up to debate, whatever, say that Dark Souls is hard. I mean, it's kind of true. Dark Souls is not the easiest game out there. It's it reminds me of a lot of the older days where there was way less handholding, where you had to figure things out because the game took you serious enough. Of course, in older games there were a lot of problems. In other aspects, the games were like, there's a difference between unfair, hard, difficult, and difficult. Unfair difficult is if you like up the damage and the health of the enemies to so much that it's just ridiculous. Where it's not up to your skill, more up to your determination. I love the Souls games, the Bloodborne as well. They're amazing. It's the game design aspect, the world design aspect is just beautiful. My gameplay is from my Game Plus 1, if you can call it. If you play through the game once, you can play through it again, like until it's Game Plus 7, I think. After that, nothing really changes. Well, with Game Plus 1, it's a lot harder, not a lot harder, but it's harder. My character is pretty strong after, like, I streamed the game, as if you might have seen this. You can rewatch it on my channel if you want some shameless self-promotion in my own video. Yay for that. But yeah, I want to talk about a lot of things. You can, most things, like, I think 90% of the game is a work of art for me. I love these Souls games because, first of all, the designs and everything, how the characters' armor stuff look, the voice actors are fantastic, really.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess, fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now.
Halt! This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the dark sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of mine self, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past? Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land, but at least now there are two of us. Oh, well, my mistake. But we're both travelers. We ought to help one another out.
A game with so much care when it comes to the voice actors, the English-speaking ones. I haven't played the game in Japanese or other languages, so I don't know. I just know the English ones, and they are fantastic. The game first was only coming out to PS3, but luckily for I think many people, the people made asking with like, what is it called, a promotion, not a promotion. Damn, the words are missing. Well, they basically collected 500,000 signs or something to say, hey, we want that game on PC. And I think for everybody involved, this was a really good decision. The game sold really well on PC. And Dark Souls changed a lot of things. It changed really a lot of things. How people look at difficulty. I mean, difficulty is kind of, in my eyes, needed. Because when you overcome the challenge, it just feels good. It's rewarding. It's not for everybody in that case, and I see where the meme and the saying Dark Souls is hard coming from, but overall, this game gives you all the tools you need to beat it. Like seriously, you can see it in the design. It rewards you for exploration, which it's semi open world in the way that there's a straight path which you can go. But Dark Souls, the game design I mentioned earlier, is fantastic in the way that kind of the entire world is connected. If you don't die in the game, you could potentially, I think, play through the game with, I think, 10 loading screens entirely, and you can play through that without many loading screens. And these loading screens are only because of the story. But aside from that, there are no loading screens. You can go everywhere in one piece. If you need patience, cause some reaction, because you need to. You don't start out with a strong character. You are kind of the hero, but kind of not. The gameplay is what makes it apart from many other action RPG or RPG games is that you're committing yourself to the attacks, and so like if you press a button, it takes a set amount of seconds until that action is over. So when I attack, like in real life, when I swing that sword, that's the amount it takes. So you can't just suddenly stop and do something else. That's not how it works. And that's what makes the combat in this game pretty hard for many people. I'm certainly not the best gamer out there. Certainly not the best Souls player. I kind of suck. I kind of got through the game. As always in most JRPGs, you can farm, which you can do in this game as well. So you kind of, if you have the patience, you can potentially on the first level, in the first area you start in the tutorial area, you can get a huge level after many hours, because the mechanism allows this is the bonfires, which are the save points of the game, but not really save points, because the game doesn't save when you sit down at a bonfire. It just regenerates your health, and like the flask, the healing potions in the game, they refill. That's pretty much it. You can do more stuff, unlock more stuff for the bonfires, but overall, the enemies all respawn Besides, the bosses don't, but all the other enemies respawn. I think there are some exceptions, like the Black Knights that roam the land. If they are dead, they are dead, so they also don't come back. But like all normal enemies, so you can keep farming them until you're the desired level, because you have the currency called souls, hence the name Dark Souls. Kind of. I mean, the story explains a little bit, which is hidden in item descriptions and so on. The fans have talked enough about this, so I don't want to go too much into too much detail on that topic. But if you die in this game, you lose all the souls you have with you. You can't save them anywhere, so you have to carry on until you get to the next bonfire, or farm them, go to the bonfire. With these souls, you buy items, you level up, which means all the experience points you have from the enemies you can lose at any moment, kind of. You can fall down, and the good thing is there's a mechanism that lets you get these souls back. So you could potentially lose 200,000 souls, like I did, but get them back. So there's that. But then the stakes are high because you don't want to lose them. But you lost them because you weren't playing serious enough. I don't know. There could be many reasons. But then you have to go back there, retrieve the souls again. This can be kind of frustrating, because it could be because there are areas in the game which might be way too hard for you, no matter how many times you try. Of course, if you're doing what the game wants you to do, to adapt, to learn, then you will overcome everything. And like I said, the game gives you all the tools you need to beat it. I mean, you could potentially, if you have the patience, you can beat the entire game with the first basic sword. It's a broken sword. There's a YouTuber that does the Experience series, where he plays through the Souls games and Soul-like games, and he only uses a broken sword. ZeroLenny, I think. I will link his channel in the description below. But yeah, it's amazing. I really like it. It's the semi-open world is also, if you learn from it, you get better. Also, if the rewarding of extra exploring, because there are straight path that stray off the golden, the main path from boss to boss. And there you get items. For example, there's this area where I go through and I kill these archers. Because I go up this tower. I don't have to, but if I didn't, this archer would shoot me from behind while I try to attack the knights in front of me. A new player doesn't know that. But this is kind of genius, because then you'll be like, ah, damn, these archers are. So you go up there, kill the archers, then go to the knights. So you gain experience, not your character, but you as a player, which is why I love these games. In this aspect, the gameplay is certainly one of the strongest points, together with the atmosphere and everything. That's why I say it's a work of art in that case. There are areas which are designed horribly. They are rather at the end of the game, so not everybody has seen them. There are many people that have, I think, never played this far, because this game, because you if you don't know about the mechanics of the game, you probably will die a lot, which will cost time, because you have to go back the way from the last bonfire you set at. And with the autosave thing function, you can't just save and reload or something. you are at the mercy of the game, kind of, in this case. And with the world design, it's so amazing that you can, like I said, without the loading screens. The cool thing is they really designed the world that that later on you unlock like ladders that you push down. So then you suddenly have a shortcut unlock. You unlock more and more shortcuts. So then you get like from like normally you took like 2 or 3 hours because you needed to go left and right, whatever. And then you in the end you unlock the shortcut or the door finally from the other side that you ran coming from. And you suddenly only need like 1 minute and you're there, which is pretty amazing. But with that, they kind of control where you go. I mean, there are like I think 3 or 4 ways to go from right from the starting area after you beat the tutorial. And you're gonna like seriously, that's why I love this game. It's after sometimes, because I'm like I said not a really good gamer, I died a lot. I died so much. If people watched my streams, you would have known. And I also, before streaming regularly, I try to do like recording and then uploading stuff. And I died so much. It was ridiculous. It's wasn't the nicest thing. But I prevailed in the end. And the lore behind it is, like I said, amazing. VaatiVidya, I think, made some really amazing points. He talks about it a lot, VaatiVidya and so on. I will put some channels in the description below. There is a Souls community, kind of the big ones I know of in YouTube. But yeah, people have beaten this game on the most ridiculous devices. I think bananas, a guitar, the bongos from Donkey Kong Country. I mean, people have done it all. The mods on PC are kind of crazy, but also fun. Because mods are mods, you don't have to use them. That's a cool thing. It's an option. It's more option to the customer is always good. But yeah, it's a really good game. I would really recommend everybody to try the game at least once. This game is certainly not for everybody. Overall, for everybody, I would say the game is a 7.5 out of 10. And for Souls fans in the Souls series, for me, I would say it's a 9.5 out of 10, certainly. It's a true experience for everybody. Like really, everybody should at least try it. For everyday gamers, it's a 8.5 out of 10, I would say. But yeah, one major flaw is in the gameplay. I mean, it's they improved it later on that the shields are kind of overpowered, especially like the great shield of Artorias, which you can unlock. I used it, of course, because I'm a noob. But yeah, this is and some places like Lost Isolate, they are, like I said, not the best designs in the game, probably the worst. But yeah, like I said, the world design and everything, the art and the lore and the gameplay is really good. It's up there, one of the best RPG, action RPG, or even games of all time for me. I rate it really high because of that. But yeah, I've been rambling on for long enough. I hope you enjoyed my Dark Souls review. It's been a long time since I did a game review, and I am now trying to do more work, put more work into these, because yeah, I was not satisfied with the quality I delivered. So here we go, more editing. And yeah, I really appreciate some comments telling me, giving me some feedback what do you think about this? The way I did this review. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, share it with your friends. Always write in the comments what you think. If you just want to greet me or whatever, I'm always welcoming you all to comment, and so I can answer your questions if you have any. But yeah, follow me on Twitter and so on. Links in the description as always below. Subscribe to my channel for more if you really want to. But yeah, see you next time. My name is MadmanMelvinJames.